more traditional models of relationships more healthy and sustainable for the long term?
It depends. It depends. I don't necessarily think yes or no to that answer. It depends on whether or not there's mutual respect in the relationship. If there's as like I said earlier, understanding of the importance of vulnerability and validation of the other. If you've got to have those things, there's got to be mutual respect. There's got to be the willingness to call your own fouls and be vulnerable. And you have to have the skill set to be willing to make repairs when something happens wrong. The biggest problem in marriages today why they don't work out is because things go wrong and we don't know how to fix it. Why don't we know how to go back and say, you know what happened yesterday? I feel really bad about what I said, really lost my cool. I want to talk about that with you. And the other person goes, yeah, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have said that. They make the repair. And what too often happens is one of the two of them will bring it up and say, you know, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. And the other one will say, well, I don't want to talk about it. And they shut down and there's no repair. Failed repair attempts is a serious problem. And that's a skill you can learn. We have to be more sophisticated because society doesn't support marriage the way it did before. If someone wants out, they're out. If you want a long-term relationship, you have to be psychologically skillful to make that work. Because the divorce rate, you know what the divorce rate is? It's terrible.
Yeah.
So we've got to be more skillful in the way we negotiate conflict.
That's a great point. I remember telling a woman I was seeing before that we should create a plan to handle conflict. This is like at the beginning of a relationship, and she kind of brushed it off. But just listening to you, I didn't. Now I see how important that really is. I didn't know how important it was when it came to long term a marriage or something like that. But I guess I didn't realize so many people are dealing with conflict resolution issues. When it comes in one of your videos, you mentioned power struggles in relationships.
Right.
And you mentioned a variety of different types of power struggles. Could you name those off if you remember them?
Well, there are different kinds of power. You know, there's political power, military power, physical power, intellectual power. There's lots of ways to talk about being a powerful person. But in marriage, the two kinds of power that are important are the ones I just mentioned: control and authority. Those are the two kinds of power. Control is trying to make someone do what I want, make you agree with me. Authority is trying to inspire you to want what I want. And as I said earlier, you validate the other's perspective so that then they are wanting to listen to you. So authority, inspiring people to want what you want, is always more powerful than control, which is trying to make people do what you want. In marriage, that doesn't fly. And most of us think when we're fighting in marriage that our problem is we don't agree. So you just keep fighting, trying to get them to agree with you. No, it's this way, or no, it's that way. And you just get louder and louder because they're not agreeing with you. Agreement is not what you want in marriage. What you want is connection. I want to be with someone who sees it differently than me. They've got a different degree, different area of expertise, different area of education. I'm not threatened by that. I'm fine with us being different, but I need to feel connected to you. So the goal in a strong marriage is not agreement, it's connection. It's feeling like you've got my back, I've got your back, I feel connected to you. And after you have a conflict, you want to be able to say, you know what, I'm glad we talked about that. Not, boy, I wish we never brought that up. That tells me that you've got a problem. So you have to have the self-esteem really to be with someone who sees things differently than you, but respects the way you see it. They value your perspective. That's what we really want. I want to be with a woman who's very smart, who values my perspective, even when she disagrees with it. That's the strongest union.
So
you don't really want someone who agrees with you all the time. You just think you do.